Niddah Daf hey. According to Reb Chanina ben Atignois, a woman who sees a kesem, a blood stain, she's tamei lemafreya. Everything she touched beforehand, all the way to the time that she washed her garment or checked her garment, everything is tamei. Kesem, a stain, is different than actual dam. However, when it comes to the 4 women, as we discussed previously and is in the Mishnah in Daf, the women who should be seeing dam today, we don't expect them to have dam, such as a very young woman, a very old woman, a nursing and pregnant woman. If they have a kesem, they have a stain, then they don't go retroactive. They only are tamei from here on out, mikano labo. However, according to Rameir, even these 4 women are tamei lemafreya. Rameir is machmir by a kesem more than by dam. By dam, if these 4 women would see dam today, they would be only tamei from here on out, dayashata, from now on. According to Shmuel, a woman who does a bdika before tashmish, that's not considered a proper bdika because she's in a rush and she's not going to do a proper bdika. This that it seems like from our Mishnah that a bdika does work before tashmish, because it says in the Mishnah Lashon Rabbim, idim, isha shemishameshes idim, which would sound like one bdika before tashmish and one after. You have to say, according to Shmuel, that it's referring to her husband. 2 people are doing a bdika, her and her husband, and it works after tashmish. What's the chiddush that a bdika works after tashmish? I would think that the zera covers the dam, and therefore she wouldn't be able to see. She thinks that she's tar, and in fact she's tamei. And the chiddush is that it's okay. Or to explain the Mishnah that it's referring to her. She does 2 bdikas, one before, one after. But only one out of the 2 bdikas works as a true bdika, and that is the one after tashmish. But according to that, we have to say that the Mishnah means umishameshes, that she's mechuyev to use bdika. Chachamim instituted a bdika before and after, as the Mishnah says that Bnei Yisrael, they were machmer to do a bdika before and after. In our Mishnah it says that a woman who has a vesis kavua, she has a fixed period 3 times in the same exact time of the month. If she sits on a bed, the bed is tar. She's only tamei from here on out. What's the chiddush of the bed? The chiddush is that if she didn't have a vesis kavua, if it wasn't fixed, then the bed would be so tamei, it would be a tumah chamura. It would be tamei to the point where if somebody touched the bed, that person and that person's begadim, clothing, will become tamei. For instance, if a sheretz touches a person, only the person becomes tamei, not his clothing. But if a niddah or a zava touch, then the clothing also becomes tamei. This bed becomes like the niddah, becomes avatuma to make the clothing tamei as well. The issue is, as we learned yesterday, kol shein beidas l'shal. There's a concept. If you can't discuss with the object whether or not it's tamei or not, then if we have a suffix, b'rshus hayachid, that object is tar. So what about this couch, this bed that she's sitting on? It's inly das l'shal. The answer is, we must say that her friends lifted up the bed. So through her friends, the friends have das l'shal. You could ask them, even though the object is the bed, we view it as humans lifting it up. The bed is like human that you could speak to. Or we can say like Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says you don't need that the object that becomes tamei you could speak to and ask whether it's tamei. Rather, the thing that makes the tumah, that creates the tumah. Over here, the woman is creating the tumah. In the case of Rabbi Yochanan, a man is holding a sheretz in his hand, and he's not sure if the sheretz touched the kli on the ground. That's considered das l'shal, because the object creating the tumah, the sheretz, was held by a human being. And therefore, if a person has a talis, and like we sometimes do, by mistake, we swing the tzitzis around and hit somebody in the face. If you swing the tzitzis and hit a kli, and the tzitzis are tamei, and you're worried perhaps you made the kli tamei, or the opposite, the kli is tamei, and you're worried that the tzitzis became tamei, so that tzitzis is considered yeshli das l'shal. You could talk to the tzitzis and ask him whether he's tamei, because the human being is holding on to the tzitzis. And finally, we're going to be learning the sugya tomorrow in more depth, but through a combination of a brisa and a kavachomer that Rava brings, we learn that a woman who's tamei me'is leis, meaning, if you go according to Chachamim, when a woman sees dam, you go backwards 24 hours, that woman has the power to be metama like mishkav and moishav. If she touches an object, if she sits on an object, she sits on an object and lays on an object, that object becomes so strong of a tumah that it could be metama other people and their clothing, as we discussed earlier. What's the Kal V'chomer? The Kal V'chomer is, it says in the Torah that a kli cheres becomes tamei if it has aver, if it has opening, if it's sealed, it's completely mukaf seal, it's completely sealed, it doesn't become tamei. However, if a nida moves it, heses, the object becomes tamei. Says the Gemara, says Rav Kal V'chomer, if you have a couch that does become tamei through oil, unlike a kli cheres, so it's more kal. Certainly, it should become tamei if a woman touches it like a kli cheres. Beheses, it should become tamei with tuma, mishkaf, u'moishav. Have a wonderful day.